welcome to the party. I was thinking about this. I was like, holy crap, we have had 1 year of Monday Night Calls officially. And here's the coolest part, as the dream team. So congratulations, anniversary to us. 1 year later, we're 1 year old. Congratulations, dream team. So without further ado, I just want to say thank you all so much for posting your sheep and lion posters. I'm so excited. They were amazing to see. I saw a few come in today. I saw even some of you post them on your personal social media, so that was even more awesome. And then Chris and I got together on Saturday, powered through a killer agenda. So if you have your sheep and lion worksheet, have out your notebook, because we have a power-packed agenda. And then the best part is launching into 2020 is what do you do with the last 4 weeks of this amazing information. So without further ado, let's give all of our spirit fingers to Chris.
Spirit fingers, love it. Thank you. Let me share this screen with everyone. Yeah, like Blair was saying, like for me, I was completely blown away by how many of you have posted and are still posting your lion boards everywhere. Like I thought maybe 10 people would do it, but it's been significantly more, which is amazing. And I just want to acknowledge everyone who's done it and who's still going to do it, because posting your lion board is a really big deal, because that takes a lot of vulnerability, because you're literally posting an image of the version of you that you maybe hate, or the one that makes you feel the worst about yourself. And to put that out publicly and share it with the world is so powerful. And, you know, when you do that, it's really scary at first, but after you do it, a lot of you probably felt this kind of relief, or this weight taken off your shoulders, because you don't have to hide your mediocre self anymore. You don't have to hide your sheep anymore. And that's actually what takes so much energy from us, is we walk around trying to hide our inner sheep, and that's what gives us so much power. So congrats to everyone. If you haven't done it yet, then you can keep listening to your sheep, and it's going to keep controlling you, or you can post it. So I know you'll post it. So tonight, I'm super excited and happy and sad because it's our last call, but we're going to go over a lot of good stuff tonight. There's a lot of tools to cover. So we're going to go over the lion tools. So you have the foundation now. So you filled out your blueprint. You know your sheep and your lion and the futures you're living into. You have your lion board. Now I'm going to give you some more tools to empower you even more to start being your lion. So before we get into that, who wants to share? So who wants to share about, you know, maybe creating your lion board or posting it, or how it's affected you since you created it, anything like that? If you want to share, you can just unmute yourself and go for it.
I'll go.
Oh, who was first?
Me.
Okay, you go, and then Tina can go.
I'm just kidding, Tina. I just had to beat you to it.
Go ahead, Sammy.
Okay. So for me, I'll say it's funny because I was kind of putting together my, the, you know, comparison future thing, whatever we call it, the board. And as I was writing the words to go with it on the post, it like came to me that it's like, okay, 2020 is right here. So everybody always has these New Year's resolutions. And I knew like mine are always, you know, of course that for me in the background is always, you know, health and lifestyle, fitness. But it's like this year I really wanted it to be something that could be impactful for everyone around me and myself for the rest of my life. So that was, you know, more so on the mind side of things. And like, and I just, it came to me that this couldn't have been more than a perfect time to have this training with you, because it's like 2020 is coming. I didn't have a resolution. Now I have a plan, a resolution. I know what I don't want. I know what I do want. So it was a really powerful moment when I posted that. And I also had on my agenda today to post a post on my page about New Year's, just to kind of attract people that were in a New Year's resolution mode, just kind of plant a seed, blah, blah, blah. And so I went back and forth and I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be really perfect, but I really don't want to post it because it makes me vulnerable. It lets people see like the part I don't like about myself, which I'm not somebody that shares a ton of stuff like that on Facebook a lot. So anyway, I did it anyway. And I've had a lot of positive feedback, and it felt really, really good. So I think it's just been a little bit of a shift for me, not anything crazy yet, but I have this feeling that it's going to be just a powerful thing. Like you said, the sheep, I can feel it being slowly becoming more of like a painful thought. And making that board, I didn't have that feeling until I put the picture with the result. And then the biggest one was when I put my lion with my lion result and finding that future lion picture. It took me a minute to find the one that worked. And that was really powerful, because it's like you don't want to look at that and then not ever become it, because wouldn't feel good. So that's
yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Then you just wasted your life away.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a really cool moment for me. I'm happy I did it.
Yeah. Congratulations. And, sharing it to your social media, that's a really big step. And a lot of times your sheep will downplay, like, oh, it's, I haven't done that much yet. Posting that is literally one of the biggest steps that you can take for all of you, because no one gets to see that side of you. Maybe just, your husband or your wife or someone in your family, but we all have an inner sheep. We all have that version of us, and we all hide it from everyone else, which is why we live in a world where everyone is so fake. It's like we're not real. And authenticity, people love authenticity because we're attracted to authenticity. And so when you post your sheep up there, you're being authentic, you're being genuine, and people are very attracted to that. And the big thing is they can relate to that, because we all have a sheep inside of us. So when you post something like that, what you're actually doing is you're giving other people permission to also, expose their sheep, expose their mediocrity. And when it all gets exposed, then you don't feel so bad about it. When you realize that what you're struggling with, millions of other people are struggling with, it doesn't feel so bad anymore, and it starts to immediately lose its power. So that was a massive step that you did that. So congrats.
Thank you.
That's awesome. All right. Tina, you want to share?
Sure. So kind of like Sammy, it was really like humbling and made me very vulnerable to make that post. So the sheet picture of me before in that picture I've only posted one other time, and that's because I hate that picture that much. I've done other before and afters. I've done I hate that picture. Just thinking about it, like, I'm embarrassed, and so many emotions went into posting that. And even though I know it was me and it's real, it's just, it was just very emotional. So when putting this all together, same with Sammy, like, it just makes you, want to become that person that you put as your future lion. And for me personally, I've struggled a lot the last few months, and I've kind of, I'm not where I want to be. And so that being said, like, it just kind of like sparked like, I don't want to go back to that picture kind of thing. And so the struggle is all that more real.
For sure.
So I'm kind of, my sheep is definitely rearing its ugly head. That's been pointed out to me quite a few times.
Tina, you're on mute.
Oh, I thought that was me.
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, there we go. I'm unplugging my headphones. I'm like, what's going on?
Okay, so
the last thing we heard is you said your sheep is rearing its head.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because, like, I'll say something in the club, or I'll say something to Ashley or whoever, and it's like, that's your sheep talking. And I'll even catch myself on it. I said it today when I was having a conversation with Felicia. I was like, I said something and I was like, that is totally my sheep that just said that. And it's just, it's an ongoing battle that I've just been having. So these calls have just been truly amazing. And like I said, posting that picture for me this week was, I don't like that picture. It makes me sick to my stomach. So Perfect. I don't want to go back there.
That's great. So two things. The first thing is, if you are spending time with other people who know this philosophy, then anytime they're being a sheep or you're being a sheep, just go, bah. When you do that, you start to create a pattern in their mind, and in your mind. So you'll just start banging at each other and you won't even need to say anything, which is really, really powerful. And it kind of lightens it up. You know, it's not so serious. And then the other thing that I was going to say, I completely forgot. So it must not have been that important. But yeah, that's great. That's great that I know what I was going to say. You all, if you went through this process, you all have a significantly higher level of self-awareness than you did before you started this call. And you have a much higher level of self-awareness than most people in the world. Because, you know, for you, Tina, like, you know, before you started learning this philosophy and actually applying it and taking action and getting involved with it, you might have said those things and you might not have realized that that's not actually you talking, it's your sheep. You might have believed that that's you talking. And when you believe that you're your sheep, you are completely stuck. And that's when you become helpless because you are completely identified with your sheep. And so the fact that you are able to differentiate if your sheep is speaking, your lion is speaking, is insanely, insanely powerful. And what will happen as you go along is you're going to become even more aware of not just what you say or what you do, but what you think and what you feel and all these different things. And you'll start to become more and more empowered, which is the exciting part. But at the same time, you'll also start to see how powerful your sheep is and how much control it has over you, which kind of sucks. But just know that, you know, you will get out of it. But it's a process. You know, you had to learn how to be a sheep, you know, for 20, 30, 40 years of your life. Now you have to unlearn it. So it does take time. But that awareness is a huge step. So awesome. Okay, great. And these tools will help a lot as we go through this. So let me go back to this. So the first thing that I'm going to talk to you all about is called your Lion Letter. Now, your Lion Letter is a really, really powerful tool. And what you do is you're going to write a letter to yourself from your future self. And that future self has already achieved your 90-day goal. So maybe your 90-day goal was 10 new distributors. So what you're going to actually do is you're going to write a letter from your future self, talking to you about how you've achieved your goal, what your life is like now, what you had to go through, and you've actually succeeded. And so this is an extremely, extremely like crazy powerful tool to have, because what's going to happen is you're going to have to put your mind into the future. You're going to have to take on the role of your greatest self, your lion who's already achieved your goal. And you're going to have to write a letter to your current self about how great you did, how you overcame all these obstacles, how amazing you feel now, what your life looks like now, how, you know, this was tough, but you overcame this and you did that. And this is insanely powerful. So the way you're going to start your letter is today is April 1st. So April 1st is when the 90 days is up. And you're going to write it from as if today's April 1st and you achieved your goal. And you're writing it to your current self. And so some ideas that you can write about the struggles that you had or the challenges that you had to overcome or some of the obstacles you had. You know, maybe you knew that, you know, I was really going to have to overcome my fear of going to, you know, networking events. I was, you know, but you did so good. You overcame that fear. You went to so many networking events. Now it's just easy for you and it's simple for you. You know, so you can talk about something like that. You could talk about your wins, what you learned, the growth that you've had. You know, you could talk about, you know, at first, you know, when you first started this, you were so shy and now you're the most outgoing person. You talk to strangers, you smile at everyone. You're just a completely different person inside and out. So you can talk about things like that. You could talk about advice, guidance, and direction. So this is a really good one because this is where you get to coach yourself from your future self. So this is where your greatest self in 90 days from now gets to go back to you and say, hey, listen, you know, and I know that, you know, you hate calling people, but, you know, the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. And now it's nothing. And, you know, you change your mindset around calling people and you let go of those limiting beliefs and those fears. And, you know, just don't think about it. Just pick up the phone. Just pick up the phone and go. So, you know, you can actually coach yourself on something like that. And then the last thing that you can talk about are the results that you've gotten and how it feels and what you've accomplished. So, you know, today's April 1st and oh my gosh, we hit our goal. Actually, we crushed our goal. Our goal was 10 new distributors and we hit 20 and I feel absolutely amazing. It feels so incredible. I feel so empowered and so free and so, inspired by who I'm being and the life that we're living. You can't imagine the kind of lifestyle we're living and the vacation that we just went on and the new car that we just bought or whatever. But what you're doing is you're taking that life and that vision that you have, and you're actually stepping into it for 15 or 20 minutes while you write this letter. And what you'll realize is that when you write this letter, you're going to feel a lot of inspiration and a lot of positive emotion come through, and you want to express that in your letter. And so this is going to be one of your pieces of homework. So you're going to write that letter from your future self as if you've already achieved your goal, talking to your current self, expressing what the struggles were that you overcame and the obstacles, the wins, what you learned, how you grew, giving yourself advice, and then letting yourself know, how does it feel that you've crushed your goal, and what's next for you. So this is a super, super, super powerful exercise. If you've done it before, then you know how powerful it is. If you haven't, then you'll be blown away when you do write this. And so that will be part of your homework. I would recommend you keep it to less than a page. So you can either handwrite it or you can type it, but try to keep it to less than a page, because you're actually going to be reading this on a daily basis. And if it's too long, your sheep is going to stop you from reading it. So you want to, if you can get it to half a page, that is perfect. Just the key points, the emotion in it, and then done. If it's too long, your sheep will get bored with it, and you don't want that. So before we move on to the next tool, does anyone have questions on the lion letter? This one is pretty simple. Okay, great. So that is the first tool that you're going to use. The next tool is called your lion playlist. So music, for a lot of us, actually for most human beings, it puts us in certain emotional states. If I played a really sad song about heartbreak right now, all of us, our energy would go down a little bit. Maybe we'd think about past relationships. Maybe we'd think about how our heart is broken, and it would affect us. Versus if I just played the Rocky song "Eye of a Tiger," digga 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 digga, and I start playing that, people are going to start getting pumped up and they're going to start getting excited. Or if I played your favorite song, it would have an emotional effect on you. So what I want you to do is I want you to create your lion playlist. So I want you to go to Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you have, and you're going to select songs that make you feel like a badass, songs that inspire you, songs that your lion loves, songs that your lion would listen to, songs that make you feel like a lion, songs that, they just get you pumped up. It just gets you excited. And so you can create as many songs on this playlist as you want. My playlist has about 15 songs. And whenever I need to get into that lion zone, I put on that playlist and I just hit shuffle, and I get song after song after song. And, by the first song, I'm already like pumped up and I have that higher energy and I'm more excited. But the key is when you're going through these songs, pick the songs that resonate with you emotionally. Like, don't pick a song because you think it's a good song. Pick a song because it makes you feel a certain way. It makes you feel empowered or excited, or pick a song that your lion would listen to. Pick a song that your future self would listen to, or pick a song that makes you feel like you're being your lion. Okay, so that's really important. Now, if we're going to get into the details here, the first song on your playlist needs to be your pump up song. So this is the one song in the world that gets you more like excited and makes you feel more like a lion than any song out there. This is your pump up song. This is the song that just gets you going. So the song that I have on mine is Unstoppable by Sia. The first time I heard it was when I was in Bali and I spoke at this seminar, and it was everyone on staff, and it was the first morning, and I walk in and they're playing a song that I've never heard it before, and everyone's dancing around, and it's just like, I'm unstoppable today. Like, that's the chorus, I'm unstoppable today. So that is the first song on my playlist, because that's the one, like, even just saying it just now, I got the chills, right? So you want that kind of emotional reaction, and you want that kind of song that creates that, because what it's going to do, it's going to raise your vibration immediately. So your first song has to be a pump up song, and your second song needs to be a powerful instrumental song. So what I mean by that is a song that has no words or lyrics. and I'll explain why later. So, you know, they're the kind of songs when you watch a motivational YouTube video, it's those kind of songs playing in the background. Or when you watch Gladiator, you know, it's the background songs that are playing, where it's a whole instrumental thing, but it's not, it doesn't really have any words. So I'll play one of my favorite ones. Here's an example. See if you can hear it. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear that clearly. Okay. So this is a song that I listen to, and you can see there's no words, but it's got this kind of like this excitement to it, and it builds up, and you just feel like, okay, like you're getting the energy going. And it gets more and more intense, you know, fast forward it, and it's just like, you feel like a total badass when you listen to this, like a Gladiator or something like that. So that's the kind of song, when I say instrumental, that you want to look for. And a really easy way to find those, I mean, you could just go into Spotify or Apple Music and type inspirational instrumental music, or you can look at, you know, your favorite movie and go to the soundtrack of that. There's a ton of them. So that has to be song number 1 and song number 2. I'll explain that later. And then every song after that could be whatever it is that you choose. Now, this is super powerful because at any time during the day, when you're feeling just off, your energy's off, or you feel a little frustrated, or you feel in a negative space, you put on one of these songs, and I guarantee you by the end of the song, it's going to snap you out of it just like that. You're going to be right back into lion mode, and your sheep's going to lose its power. So music is one of the easiest ways to create a state change, to change your emotions. And so this is a really, really, really powerful tool if you use it. Cool? Questions? Does anyone have questions on your lion playlist? Nope. Okay, great. Easy, we're getting through this quickly, actually. So the next thing, so your lion journal. So I emailed the PDF of this to Blair, and she'll email it out to all of you so you can print it out. And so this is a really, really powerful tool, because what we're going to do is, when you have it printed out, this is what it looks like. So it's one sheet. On the left side, we have the morning or the AM section, and on the right side is the PM section or the evening section. So what happens with this is, in the morning, you're actually going to fill out the left side of this. Okay, so this is your lion journal. The first question on here is, what are the things my lion is grateful for right now, and why? So this will be one of the very first things that you do in the morning for your lion routine, is you're going to wake up and you're going to write down, what are the things that my lion is grateful for? Not what are you grateful for, what is your lion grateful for? So, you know, I did this a few weeks ago, and the thing that my lion was most grateful for was my weight, which is crazy because I'm not happy with my weight. But my lion was most grateful for my weight. And the reason why is because it is a massive opportunity. It's an opportunity for me to prove to myself that I can achieve my impossible, that I can actually lose the weight, that I can become healthy and fit and all these different things. So you want to ask yourself, what is my lion grateful for in the morning? So that's the first section of this. And I'll actually do an extended video to explain this a little bit more. The next thing on that is my lion, my 90-day lion goal is to blank, you know, bring on 5 new distributors, whatever it is. So you're going to write down your goal again every single morning. Now, just writing down your goal gives you a 40% higher chance of achieving it. Writing it down every single day increases those chances dramatically. And so that's really, really powerful when you write down your goals every single day. The next section on there in the morning is, I will achieve my goal because. So you have to actually give your mind, you have to give your sheep a reason as to why you're going to achieve your goal, because you have this goal that your sheep says is crazy. So you need to justify why you're going to achieve it. So when you say, I will achieve my goal because I am, and then you're going to say the 4 words that your lion is. Because I am powerful, because I'm courageous, because I'm bold, because I'm unstoppable, because I'm determined. Whatever your 4 words are, you're going to write those down. Now, the reason why we write down your goals every day and your 4 lion words every day is because we need to constantly program in your mind what your goal is, so you create that focus, and who you are. We have to reprogram your mind to believe that you are this lion, which is why every single day you need to write down, I am empowered, I am passionate, I am courageous, I am bold, whatever your 4 words are. So we're constantly reinforcing that. And then the next section, we're going to reinforce it even more, which is 3 more reasons why I will achieve my goal. So every single day, you're going to have to come up with 3 new reasons why you will achieve your goal. So I will achieve my goal because I'm super outgoing and love talking to people. I will achieve my goal because I have an amazing team and support behind me. I will achieve my goal because there are a lot of people in the world who need to get healthy. I will achieve my goal because I'm a great leader. So you're going to actually, and this might take you a little bit of time, but you're going to actually have to come up with 3 new reasons every single day why you need to achieve your goal. And again, what we're doing with this is we're creating a level of belief. And that belief is going to empower you. And what we're doing is we're convincing the sheep who says you can't do it, you won't do it. We're actually going to convince your sheep to start buying into it. Because when you give your sheep all these reasons as to why you're going to achieve your goal, it loses momentum. It doesn't have anything to say back to that. And so you're going to program that every single day. And then the next part is the part that's outlined in yellow. This is the most important part of your morning routine. And that one says, what's the one thing I'll do today to bring me 1 step closer to achieving my goal? So what is the one thing? Not 3 things, not 10 things. One thing that I can do today to bring me 1 step closer to my goal. And that is the one thing that you must get done that day. It might be call one person. It might be, send a single email, whatever it is. The whole purpose of that is we just need to create progress. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and then the next step and the next step. And it's the same thing with achieving your goal. We need to keep you focused on the next step. If your sheep wants you to focus on step 20, which is going to get you stuck and it's going to paralyze you. So we just need you to focus on step 1 and then step 2 and then step 3. And so that is why we have that question. And then the last question on here is, if I was being my lion, what would I do right now to jumpstart my day and create momentum? And you'll know the answer. It might be jump up and exercise. It might be call someone. It might be jump in the shower. It might be, make a shake or whatever it is, but you're going to write that down and then you're done. So that's the AM section. So the whole part of this morning section is designed to create focus. Because when you wake up in the morning, your mind is fresh. It's in a different state. So it's much more impressionable. That's why one of the worst possible things you could do when you wake up in the morning is grab your phone and start scrolling through social media or checking emails, because it has a massive influence on your mental and emotional state throughout the day. So what we want to do is when you wake up in the morning, you have this clear, fresh mind. We don't want to poison it. We want to empower it. And we want to give it focus. So as we walk through this, we're resetting your mind. We're reminding your mind that you're a total badass, that you're a lion, that you have a goal that you're focused on, that you will achieve it and that you can achieve it. And the one thing you're going to get done today, and then you just go straight into your day. So this is going to create a massive amount of focus and momentum. Okay. And then the evening section is on the right side. And you're going to be going through the same kind of stuff. So the first thing it says is, what's one thing my lion is grateful for about today and why? So pick the one thing that you're most grateful for today and why you're grateful for it. The next question is, did I do my one thing today? So that one thing that you said you would do to take you 1 step closer to your goal, did you do it? You either circle no or heck yes. And then the next section of this is the most important part. You're going to write out all of the choices you made where your sheep controlled it, and all the choices you made where your lion's controlling it. So every single choice that you can think of, like, my sheep choice, I woke up this morning, but I hit the snooze button 2 times. Or, I was going to get a salad at lunch, but I got French fries instead. Or I was going to call this person, but I didn't do it because I was too scared. So you're going to write down all the conscious choices that you have of your sheep, and then you're going to do the same thing for your lion. Your lion might be, I woke up right when my alarm went off and I jumped out of bed, or I drank my shake today, or I called 5 people that I was scared to call, or whatever it is. And you're going to actually list out all the choices you've made, every one that you can think of. At first, you might only list like 7 because that's the only ones you can think of, but it will get more and more and more. And the whole idea of this is deep psychology. What we're doing is we're programming your sheep to be able to see that you're making progress. We're showing yourself that you are making progress, that you are actually becoming your lion. If you don't write down your choices on a daily basis, what will happen is you might have made 10 lion choices and 2 sheep choices. And what will happen is your mind and your sheep will obsess about the 2 bad choices you made. and it will make you feel bad. It will make you feel like you suck at life and that you're not making any progress and blah, 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 because that's what your sheep is designed to do. So if we write it down, you can actually visually see like, oh, wow, I made 12 choices today. 2 of them were my sheep and 10 of them were my lion. That's amazing. I'm making so much progress. My lion kicked my sheep's butt today, right? So you have to actually write it down. You have to document it. Otherwise, you're just going to, you know, kind of shoot yourself in the foot because you won't be able to see that you're making progress. And you'll be blown away by how many good choices you're actually making. And then after you do that, the next section is what choice am I most proud of and why? So you're going to pick one choice that you made today, and you're going to write down why you are proud of that. And that's might be my favorite question, because when you start to write down why, you start to write down things where it's like, wow, I'm really starting to believe in myself, or wow, I didn't know I could do that, or wow, that's super impressive. And you start to realize, I'm making so much progress. I really am being my lion. This is really working. And then your sheep loses more and more control. The next section, we're going to go over total choices. So you'll count how many total choices there are. You put it in on that line. Then you count how many lion choices there are. And then you're going to do the math to figure out the percentage, which I have it in yellow so you can figure out the percentage. Your only goal is 51%. If 51% of your choices were in alignment with your lion, you won for that day. That's it, 51%. Not 90%, not 80%, not 65%, 51%. So you write down that percentage, and then the next question is who won the 51% today, and you either circle your lion or your sheep. And as long as 51% of your choices were in alignment with your lion, you literally have nothing to worry about. You are on the right path. And then the last 3 questions are to sum everything up. What was the best moment of my day? What can I improve on to make tomorrow even better? And what am I most excited about for tomorrow? So the morning section of this, the left side is designed to create focus. The right side and the evening side is designed to show you that you're actually making progress. So focus and progress. And if this is the last thing that you do before you go to bed at night, you are going to go to sleep so empowered and feeling so complete about your day and who you are, which is going to create momentum for the next morning when you wake up. But so many of us, you know, the last thing we do before we go to sleep is we check Facebook, you know, or we send an email or something like that. And then we go to sleep stressed, worried, focused on things that don't actually matter in life. If before you go to sleep, you fill this out, you're going to realize, wow, I'm really becoming a total badass. This is exciting. And I can't wait to wake up in the morning. I can't wait for that alarm to go off because I'm kicking ass. Okay. So it's printed out just like this. You can print it out on 8.5 by 11. So you can actually print this out at home. You don't even need to go to a printer. And I sent Blair a PDF of it, and there's 31 days in here. So you can print that out, staple it, and then you're good to go. Also, when you fold it over, it's the same exact size as your blueprint, which means you can keep them together very, very easily. Okay, any questions on your lion journal? No questions. Okay, great. So the whole idea of these tools, because you guys have a lot of tools that you can use, is we want to be able to empower you, but we want to start building momentum. That's really, really important. So when we look at your morning routine, I'm going to go over the actual lion routine so you can see what's going on. So the morning routine, it'll take you about 12 minutes. Okay, so I don't know if any of you read Miracle Morning or anything like that, where it's like this hour-long routine where you have to wake up in the morning, you have to journal, then you need to read, then you need to exercise, then you need to meditate, then you need to, I mean, there's like 10 things you have to stack on top of each other. That's really, really difficult for us to take on and do it continuously because it activates the part of our brain that's fight or flight, which is why it's so hard for us to continually do that, because our mind says, that's too much. I can't handle that. So these routines, this morning and evening routine is super simple because we don't want your sheep to fight back. You know, if I gave you a 45-minute morning routine, you might be excited about it and do it for a day or two, and then you'll just stop doing it because your sheep will sabotage you because it'll say it's not possible. So it's a super, super simple routine. So the morning routine takes about 12 minutes. And there's only 3 steps. The first step, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your blueprint and you're going to play your pump up song. So that first song on your playlist, you're going to either put in your headphones, put it on the stereo, whatever it is. You're going to play that. You're going to grab your blueprint. And the only thing you're going to do is you're just going to read through your blueprint. That's it. For 3 minutes. The song will be 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. You're going to listen to that song. You're going to get pumped up and you're going to be reading your blueprint, your greatest self. You could read the sheep too. If that motivates you too, you can read both, or you could just read your lion. Okay. So you're going to look at that. You're going to, feel it. You're going to visualize it. You're going to see yourself getting that many new distributors. You're going to see yourself living that kind of lifestyle, making that kind of income. So super simple. You're just going to do that until the song is over. Okay. And what we're doing is we're hitting you from all different angles. So we have the visualization, we have the auditory, and then we have the emotion as well, because the song's going to be creating emotion. But also when you look at your greatest future and you think about that, that's going to create emotion too. So what we're doing is we're raising your vibration, we're raising your level of energy dramatically. If that's the first thing you do when you wake up, you're going to feel absolutely incredible. If that's the only thing you do, if you just say, screw everything else he said, I'm just going to do this one thing, 3 minutes every morning, it will change your life because it's that powerful. Okay? So step 1, put on your pump up song and read through your badass blueprint for 3.5 minutes until the song is over. Step number 2, right? So naturally your playlist is going to go into your instrumental song. That's why that's song number 2. And so you're going to, as soon as your instrumental song comes on, you're going to grab your letter. So you're going to grab your letter that you wrote from your future self. And while the instrumental song is playing, you're going to read your letter to yourself. That's why we need an instrumental song, because if we have a song with lyrics and words, it's going to be too hard for your mind to focus on your actual letter. And so this is going to happen naturally because your first song will be your pump up song. As soon as that's over, you grab your letter and then you listen to the instrumental song and you read your letter. And as you read that letter to that empowering song, you listen to your pump up song, you read your blueprint, so your energy just shot up dramatically. Now we're programming your mind again to shoot up even more. So now you've got this empowering instrumental song and you're reading your letter as if you've already achieved your goal. You're feeling those emotions. So now your energy's gone up dramatically again, right? So now you are in this kind of peak emotional state, which is a very, very powerful way to start your day. Because if you can start your day in a peak emotional state, then the rest of your day is going to be doing this. That's why they say, when you wake up in the morning, and you stub your toe, the rest of your day goes downhill, because that's how our energy works. It's momentum, it snowballs. So when you wake up in the morning and you do something like this, your energy goes like that the rest of the day. Okay. And then the third step, you're going to write in your Lion Journal. So you're going to do the morning section of your Lion Journal. And total, that should take you 12 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. If you really get into your Lion Journal and you're writing a bunch of stuff, it might take you 20. It doesn't matter how long it takes, because if you're excited and pumped up, then, if you go for an hour, that's an amazing thing. But 12 to 15 minutes will be the average. So you wake up in the morning, I literally on my bed, not on the nightstand, I have my blueprint, I have my phone, and I have my headphones. And I have my phone on airplane mode. And I have my Spotify open to my playlist. So I wake up in the morning, my alarm goes off, I wake up, I sit up in my bed, I grab my blueprint, I put in my headphones, I hit play on my playlist, I listen to my pump up song and I read through my blueprint, which gets me super excited. And then after that, my instrumental song comes on, I grab my letter and I read that. And then right after that, I fill out my Lion Journal. And that is the way to start a freaking morning. If you do that, you're going to get out of bed so damn excited, so pumped up, and you're going to have so much energy and momentum to go kill it that day. Okay? Questions? Does anyone have questions on the morning routine? If you have questions, you can just unmute yourself. Nope. Alrighty then. So the next one is the PM routine, so the evening routine. So this is the last thing that you do before you go to sleep at night. This will only take you about 10 minutes. So the first thing that you do is you go through your Lion Journal and you fill out the PM section. So you fill that out completely, write down all your lion choices, your sheep choices, who won the day, what you're excited about tomorrow. Super simple. You can listen to music while you do that or not. Totally up to you. I probably wouldn't listen to music. Actually, when you do that, I don't. And the reason why is because I used to listen to music when I did this at night. And it got me so freaking excited that I would literally lay in bed for the next 2 or 3 hours just thinking about my dreams, because I raise my vibration. So I have, the tiredness completely disappeared. And I would literally lay in bed for 2 or 3 hours just like dreaming up ideas and thinking about how I'm going to do this. And it was really bad for my sleep. So you don't want to get yourself too excited. You want to kind of wind down. So step 1, fill out your Lion Journal. And step 2, you just want to, one more time, review your blueprint. You just want to read through it one more time. And again, what we're doing is we are reprogramming your mind. That's why we want this to be in your consciousness. We want you to keep seeing it, because the more you see it, the more real it's going to become. Repetition is extremely powerful for our mind. That's how we create habits, through repetition. That's how we create belief systems, through repetition. And that's how you achieve your goals, through repetition. That's how you become the greatest version of yourself, is through repetition. You have to constantly be programming yourself into this version of you and into this life. So super simple. When you go to sleep, fill out your Lion Journal, read through your blueprint, takes maybe a minute, and then go to sleep. And so what happens is you're ending your day on this really powerful, empowering, positive note, and you're starting your day on it in the same way. So you start your day with focus and you end your day with progress. And if you do that, you're going to create a massive amount of momentum. And total, it will take you 20 to 30 minutes of your day, which is like 4% of your day or something like that. Oh, wait, no, 2% of your day. So, questions? No question.
I don't have a question, but
yes.
I think this is just great how you break it down like minute wise, and how you just broke it down. Like, it just makes it so much easier. And for probably, I mean, myself included, like, our sheep can't say you don't have time, or like, you, like, bam.
Totally.
Like that.
That's awesome. I'm glad you said that, because when I was making the presentation, I was like, should I really add the minutes? So I'm glad, because I added it because my sheep would be like, oh my God, another morning routine. You don't have time for it. And then I was like, yeah, but this only takes like 12 minutes. Like, it's 2 songs and just writing down a couple things really quick. And so I'm the same way. Like, and for a lot of us, our sheep, one of the biggest excuses our sheep uses is, I don't have time. I don't have time. And there's so many morning routines out there in the world where it actually takes you like an hour or 2 hours. And your sheep's just like, heck no, I don't have the time to do something like that. So yeah, this is really designed to, because we want to convince your sheep that you can do this. We want to convince your sheep that this is actually achievable. It's doable. And so that's why for some of you, if you look at this and your sheep is just like, oh, heck no, like, no way am I doing all that, that's totally fine. Start with just step 1. Don't worry about the night routine. Don't worry about the full morning routine. Just do step 1. When you wake up in the morning, listen to your pump up song and read through your blueprint. If that's where you need to start. Some of you, your sheep will look at that and be like, yeah, actually, that's pretty doable. I can do that. So it's not about, how much you do. It's about how consistent you are. Because if you do something on a daily basis, you start to tell your brain that this is important. And so it starts to take it seriously. So if you can just do step 1, to start, and you do that for the next 2 weeks, that's totally good. That's great. Your sheep will say, oh, you suck. You can't do the full routine. Don't listen to your sheep. That's exactly what it wants to discourage you. Remember, just small steps. For some of you, just waking up and not looking at Facebook will be a massive step. But for some of you, waking up and having your phone on airplane mode could be a massive step for you. So it's just one small step. It's all about progress. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else want to share, give comments, questions, anything like that? You can unmute yourself. No?
No, I guess my sheep is getting in the way already, so I'm just thinking in my morning how I'll plan and fit this in. And I'm glad you said that we could phase it in, because that's how I see it happening. I don't see all 3 steps happening every morning starting tomorrow. Whether it be my sheep or me just whining. And Yeah. So if I can start out with step 1, get that down, and then move on to step 1 and 2, get that down, and then move on to step 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Just
Definitely.
one step.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing that, because everyone's sheep is different. Everyone's line is different. You know, for some of your sheep, this is totally doable. For some of your sheep's like, oh, heck no. And so just start with the very basics, the first step. You know, if the first step for you is not even playing the pump up song, because that's too much work to try to find your headphones and your phone is across the room and blah, 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 just put this thing next to your pillow or put it on your nightstand. And when you wake up in the morning, just grab it and look at it. That's it. Just read through it really quickly, and that's it. Don't worry about the song. Don't worry about the letter. Don't worry about filling out the journal. Don't worry about any of that. Or if for some of you, you know, reading over the blueprint, listening to the music, and reading the letters too much, then skip all that and just do the journal. Or for some of you, you just want to read the letter. Or some of you, you just want to listen to the music. That's fine too. So just pick the things that are most realistic for you at the start. Because the thing is, you're all completely new to this philosophy. You're all new to this way of living. This is a lifestyle. This isn't just like, you know, some random thing. This is actually a lifestyle that you have to take on. And so you want to make sure it's manageable, it's doable. So Charles, if you just read your blueprint over and you do that for the next 90 days, that's incredible. And then 90 days from now, then you add the song, or then you add the letter, or then you add the journal. That's perfect. You know you better than anyone else. And you know your sheep better than anyone else.
Oh, I'm going to beat him at not 90 days. My going through this in my head right now, I'm planning, okay, I can do step 1. Heck, I can start that tomorrow. Getting to step 2, let me get in a couple days, no more than a week, because I can't let it run my life. I got too much going on, too many places I want to be and stuff. So yeah, it'll be every 3 to 5 days where I'll add step 2, you know, the next step.
Perfect.
And that's the nighttime, that's no problem.
Okay, perfect. And when you guys do this, just pick the one. If you're only going to do one of the steps, pick the step that resonates with you most. For some of you, reading your letter will do it for you. For some of you, reading over your blueprint will do it for you. And for some of you, doing your journal will do it for you. So whichever one creates the most positive emotion, that's the one you can start with. And then you stack on top of that once that's become more of a habit and once it's part of your routine. And if any of your sheep is saying, oh, I don't have time, all you have to do is set your alarm for 12 minutes earlier. If you're worried about losing sleep, all you have to do is go to bed 12 minutes earlier. So don't let your sheep come in, because I know most of your sheep's like, I don't have time for that. I'm so busy. I have kids. You know, I have to make breakfast in the morning. I have to get everyone ready for school. I got to go to work, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. Just set your alarm for 12 minutes earlier and you'll be good to go. Okay. Any other questions on that? So customize it to you. So when we look at the tools that you have, so you have your badass blueprint, you have your journal, you have your lion board, and you have your playlist. So you have all these different tools. You do not have to use all of them at all. And, you know, I would say maybe don't do that. Don't even try to do it, because if you're like me, you might be the kind of person where you get super excited, like, I'm going to do all of it. Like when I read Morning Miracle or The Miracle Morning, it was like, I'm so excited. I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes. I'm going to exercise for 10 minutes. I'm going to read for 10 minutes. I'm going to journal for 10 minutes. I'm going to do, you know, whatever the 3 other things were. And I was super excited about it. And I did it for one day and then I crashed and burned. And I didn't realize that it's the way our brains are designed. It triggers the fight or flight response in our brain when we try to change too much, because for our mind, for our brain, change equals danger. So when you try to change too many things too quickly, it triggers the fight or flight response and it actually stops you from doing it. So if you're the kind of person where you get super excited about something and then you do it for 2 or 3 days and then you just kind of die off and you don't know why, it's because it's too much change too quickly and your mind or your sheep is saying, we're not going to let that happen. This is dangerous. We need to survive. Stop doing this. So I gave you all of these different tools because I want you to pick the ones that resonate with you most. You know, for me, the tool out of all of these that resonate the most, even more than my blueprint, the tool that resonates with me the most is my Lion board. And that's why I have it everywhere. Because like it's on my, you know, it's on my phone screen. I have that there. It's on my computer screen. I have it everywhere because that's the one that resonates with me more than anything. It's the one that empowers me the most. For some of you, it's going to be your blueprint that empowers you the most. Or for some of you, it's going to be your Lion journal that empowers you the most, or, you know, whatever it is. And so I want you to really look at, you know, what empowers you the most, what makes you feel the most inspired, what resonates with you the most, and just start there. You do not have to use all the tools. And for some of you, your sheep is obsessed with being a perfectionist. So your sheep is going to be like, well, if you don't do the full routine every morning, and if you don't, you know, do this and do that, then you suck and you fail and you're never going to be the greatest version of yourself. Most of our sheep will say that. It'll try to make you be perfect. Our Lion it only cares about progress, not perfection. So if you wake up in the morning and you read your blueprint, that is progress, and that is more than enough, because, you know, we have this, it's like we all have this ticking clock. Like, we've got to figure out life right now. We've got to be the greatest version of ourselves right now. We don't realize that for most of us, we still have like 60 more years to live. Like, with the way technology is going and all this kind of stuff, like, everyone that's pretty much alive right now is going to live to at least 100. And so we've got decades to figure this out. Our sheep wants us to be the greatest version of ourselves right now, starting tomorrow. You better be a total badass. You better be a Lion all the time. And if you don't, you're a failure and you suck and you're not good enough. And you might as well just give up. Right? That's what our sheep will do. Our Lion's like, hey, we've got 60 more years to figure this out. Let's take small, bite-sized, manageable steps. Like I said in the beginning, famous quote, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And this becoming the greatest version of yourself is a journey of 1,000 miles. And it's just one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. And it's one step at a time in different areas of your life. You know, I created this whole thing, this whole philosophy, and, you know, my sheep still dominates different areas of my life but I'm still taking baby steps, small steps, small steps. The thing with that is our ego doesn't like that, because our ego likes instant gratification. It likes to look good. And we live in a society where looking good is very important, where it's like, you know, you need to build $1 billion company and you need to have this kind of body. You need to have this and this and that and that. And if you don't, then you're not good enough, you know, and we glorify, you know, overnight success. And we don't really, you know, focus on, hey, small baby steps, but that's the only way that you actually create lasting change. So go through these different tools that you have. I gave you guys all of them, and just pick the ones that resonate with you, and you can create your own system. You can create your own morning routine. You can have no morning routine, just whatever's going to empower you to just get a little bit better every single day. Okay. So questions, who has questions or any comments or anything like that? This is our last call. So this is your last chance to ask any questions, get any kind of coaching that you want on this philosophy, maybe what you're taking away from it, anything like that. You can unmute yourself and go for it.
I'll go.
Go for it.
Mine is more of a comment. So when we first started this 4-week call series, I was kind of like, you know, she put it out there. It's like this sheep versus lion thing. And I'm thinking, what is this? Like, okay, whatever. And then, I mean, I was excited about it, but I was like, sheep versus lion, like what? But like just in the 4 weeks, like I just feel like my whole mentality is shifting, and like I've learned so much from you, and I just want to say thank you for pouring into us and like putting up with us. And so I feel like this is amazing, and I definitely, like you were just talking about not letting your sheep tell you, like, because like it is like I'm looking at this sheet and I took all these notes and I'm like, okay, tomorrow morning I need to wake up, I need to do this, and like already my mind's racing and I'm thinking, oh God, because I'm that person that will get so excited about something and then boom, crash.
Yep.
I like that you said that we can just take one thing at a time. So that's going to be my goal, is not letting myself go overboard too fast, too soon, and implementing it slowly. But I'm super excited, and thank you.
You're very welcome. So welcome. And I I would take those notes and I would lock them in a drawer and throw away the key for the next couple weeks and just pick one thing to focus on. Because if you're like me and I'm like you, you know that we're going to be putting together plans and routines and all this stuff. And we're going to get so excited, and then we're going to crash and burn and feel like crap about ourselves. So you know that, and you know that's how your sheep sabotages you. So pick one thing to focus on, because focus is so incredibly powerful. Okay, awesome. So so Blair and I talked on Saturday about a couple things, and so I'm going to go over something, because at this point you guys have learned the philosophy and you learned the tools, but a lot of you are like, okay, this is great, but now what do I do? Like, I've got this tool, I've got this future, but now what do I do? And so Blair and I were talking about that. So we came up with a couple solutions for you guys, because the last month has been training and preparation, right? The last month, we've just spent all this time for you to discover your lion. You've just been learning about yourself, you know? So it's like, I use the metaphor of like driving school. You know, it's like we just handed you over the user manual to a car that you've never driven before, and you read through the manual and you're like, okay, I understand if I click this button, it's going to turn on this blinking light that points to the right. I understand if I press this pedal, it's going to go forward. If I press this pedal, it stops. So you've just kind of learned about who you really are and who you're not. And for some of you, you've been acting on it, you know, but you aren't really, you're still kind of in this place of, what do I do? The other thing we did is we created this goal, right? So we taught you, you know, we explained to you how to drive the car, and we created a destination of where you want to go to, right? So you have this preparation, this training, you know who your line is, you know where you want to go. And this is when the stuff hits the fan. Because now, starting January 1st, you're going to start taking action. And this is where everyone gets stuck. Because, you know, up to this point, you've been learning about it and you've been understanding it, but you might not have been applying it fully. And this is when people get stuck. You know, it's like you read the user manual to the car. Now I'm handing you the keys and the car, and I'm saying, now drive from here to New York City. And you've never driven a car before. You've just read the user manual on how to drive one. And there's going to be twists and turns and bumps and, you know, delays and all this kind of stuff that you're going to have to get through. And your journey is not going to be straight up. It's going to be like crazy like this, especially now because you are aware of it. Now you're aware that you have a sheep. So when your sheep takes over, it's going to be even more difficult for you. Because we've been discovering your lion. Now starting January 1st, you have to start taking action and you have to start being your lion. And that's the hardest thing about this philosophy, is actually living it. It's easy to understand it once you get it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a lion and sheep. But how do you start actually being it? And so that's where we usually see people run into two problems. The first problem is you're going to be surrounded by sheep. You are surrounded by sheep. 99.9% of people in this world are being their sheep. So you're super excited. You're pumped up. You're like, I'm going to be my lion. And everyone's going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Being your lion. That doesn't even make sense. This is stupid. And that might be your family, your friends, your husband, your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, coworkers, bosses, whatever. You guys are lucky that you have this dream team here and that you've learned this philosophy, because that empowers you. But one of the biggest problems I see is that people are surrounded by sheep, and it's very hard to be a lion when you're surrounded by sheep. You know, it's law of association. Whoever you spend your time with, the five people you spend the most time with is who you become. You know, if you surround yourself by 5 rich people, you become the 5th. If you surround yourself by 5 broke people, you become the 6th on both. And so that's the first problem that I see, is most of us were surrounded by sheep, which makes it harder to be our lion. The bigger problem is this. You just discovered that you have a sheep and you have a lion inside of you. You've also just discovered that you've been feeding your sheep for a long time. It is a lot stronger and is a lot bigger than your lion. Your sheep is like this pumped up, you know, sheep with a 6-pack who's been on steroids for the last 20 years. And your lion is like this shriveled up little kitty cat that can barely meow. And this is literally what it looks like. If we visualized, you know, if we took your lion and your sheep and we put it on here, it's like, that's the visualization. You can see the sheep is just like, I got this. Your lion's kind of like, ugh, you know, and so that is the really, really tough part, because you know that the lion exists, but the sheep is like this dragon. And most people try to fight their sheep alone. And when you try to fight your sheep alone, you're going to fail most of the time. And because we're fighting your ego. It's your soul and your ego, and fighting your ego is very difficult because it knows all the buttons to press. It knows what makes you weak. It knows how to manipulate you. It knows how to control you. It knows how to make you scared. And so this lion of ours gets abused by this sheep. And so when you try to do this alone, you won't succeed as much as you can because you need an army behind you. You know, if you're a lion surrounded by sheep, your sheep's going to win most of the time. If you're a lion surrounded by lions, it's a lot easier for you to actually let your lion take control. And so the solution Blair and I came up with is I'm going to be offering continued coaching. So we just did the last month, which was preparation, and now you have a 90-day goal. And so I'm going to be offering continued coaching for the next 90 days. So if you want to continue to learn this philosophy, continue to do the lion and the sheep, continue to learn about it and how to execute it and how to do it and how to become it, then I'm going to be offering that. And the big thing here is guidance. So you're going to need some guidance on, you know, what do I do when my sheep does this? What happens when this happens? What happens when that happens? So that guidance, I'm going to be there to guide you through the whole process. The other thing is accountability. So you're going to be surrounded by people who are holding you accountable to being your lion. And the other thing is support, because it's really difficult to start being your lion. You've all experienced it. I know you're all experiencing it now. Like, you know, it's your sheep, but you still can't stop yourself. And so that's why it's so important to continue that. So I'll be offering 2 different versions of the coaching. So there'll be one-on-one coaching, and then there'll be group coaching. The one-on-one coaching, this is for the people who are serious. Like, you're like, it is time. I'm ready. I'm sick of being mediocre. It's time for me to step into my greatest self and go for it. The group coaching is more designed if you want that camaraderie, if you want to be part of the team, if you want to experience this transformation with other people, then the group coaching is available. Because what we're going to be doing is, over that next 90 days of being your lion, is we're going to be educating you. So I'm going to keep teaching you about this philosophy and how it works, because I've only touched on a fraction. Like, everything you guys just learned in the last month was only 4 hours of teaching this. So you learned maybe 10% of this actual philosophy. So I'm going to keep educating you on that. We're going to be going over your beliefs. You have limiting beliefs that your sheep created that's holding you back in life. We're going to be going over your obstacles. What are your greatest obstacles? What is your Achilles heel? What does your sheep use against you every time that wins? We're going to go over creating habits. Because the reality of this is, over the next 90 days, what we're actually doing is we're making being your greatest version of yourself a habit. Because for most of us, being our sheep is our habit, which is why we're in the situation that we're in. We want to, over the next 90 days, is create being your lion as the habit. We're going to go over mindset, your thinking, because your thoughts, every thought you have is either coming from your sheep or your lion. We're going to go over skill set. What are the new things you have to learn in order to achieve your goals? You know, if you want to bring 10 new people on your team, you might have to start learning how to do public speaking, or how to, you know, do Facebook ads, or how to do something like that. So we'll go over skill sets. And then the last thing is we're going to go over energy. So these are the different things that we're going to be covering over the next 90 days throughout this process, so you can stack on top of this and get better and stronger at being your lion. And the idea is we go from you being surrounded by sheep to being surrounded by lions, especially for the group coaching, because we're going to be doing weekly calls and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to be surrounded by a group of people who are committed to being their lion. They know your sheep and they know your lion, which is easy for them to hold you accountable to it. You know, just like Tina, you were saying, you know, you were talking to someone and you said, oh, that's my sheep. Well, when you're surrounded by people who know your sheep and know your lion, you're significantly more empowered and there's a lot more accountability. And then the other thing we want to do is we want to make this shift. So from 90 days from now, we want to make that shift to where your lion is now in control. Your lion is now calling your shots, and your sheep has shrunk down. Your sheep is starving because you've been choosing your lion consecutively for the next 90 days, and you've been doing it with the support of other people around you. So the way it actually works, the one-on-one coaching, so that's fully customized. Like, this is for the people who are dead serious. You're like, this is my time. 2020 is my year. I'm going to step into my greatness. I'm going to be the person I was born to be. It's fully customized to you. We'll also be going over your mission, your vision, and your values, which is extremely powerful. We're going to get into your purpose, why you exist on this planet. And once you get that, it's like, that's a whole different level. We don't do that in group coaching because it takes too much one-on-one coaching to be able to break down and go through that. So I can't do that one in the group. We'll do weekly calls, and then we'll have unlimited messaging. And then for the group coaching, we're going to be doing weekly group calls. So we're going to do one group call a week. It's going to be 1 to 2 hours. We're going to also do monthly one-on-one calls. So if you join the group coaching, you're going to get a weekly group call just like this. But then once per month, you and I are going to jump on a one-on-one coaching call, and it's going to be all about you. what are your challenges, what's working, let's create a plan of action, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to get that one-on-one interaction and that customized version. Also, I'm going to be doing daily Facebook Lives. So I'll be doing anywhere from 4 to 6 Facebook Lives just for our coaching group, because I have my 90-day goal too. So I'll be jumping on Facebook Live saying, oh my gosh, my sheep just kicked my butt right now. Like, I can't believe I'm eating this cheese pizza. Oh my God. Or, oh my gosh, my lion is doing so great. I learned this. And when I do those Facebook Lives, anyone who wants coaching, you can just interact with me on Facebook Live and I'll literally coach you right then and there. And the whole point of this is we want to be able to create that daily accountability, that daily interaction, you know, because there's a lot of group coachings where you get on the call and you're super excited at the end of the call. And then as the week goes by, you just kind of lose track. I want to stop that. I want to keep you up here the whole time. So that's why I'll be doing Facebook Lives. And then everyone will get unlimited coaching through messaging as well. So when I do these group coaching programs, it's $750 per month per person. When I do these for anyone outside of Dream Team, but because I am partnering with Blair on this and she's awesome and you guys are awesome, we thought, okay, what price could we do it at where it's a no-brainer for everyone and where everyone, it's available to everyone. Like, I don't want to price out people where it's like you would love to do it and it would change your life, but you just can't afford it. So we came up with a price where you have to have some skin in the game. So you actually take it seriously. So you show up to the call, so you do the homework, so you take action. And so we broke it down to $100 a week, which is a 47% discount for the group coaching. So it's $100 a week for the next 90 days. And then you'll get everything that I just talked through. And it's super simple. And we'll start that the second week of January. So I'm going to make this really easy for all of you. You don't need to ask questions. You don't need to do any of that. I'm going to teach you how to use the Lion and Sheep right now. So the only thing that I want you to do is take a deep breath and ask yourself, if I was being my lion, what would I do? And if your lion says, I would not do the group coaching or I would not do continued coaching, then don't worry about it. Don't do it. Don't click on any links. Don't schedule a call with me. Don't do any of that, because that is your soul saying, this is not for me. Now, if you ask yourself, if I was being my lion, what would I do? And your lion says, yes, I want to do continued coaching, then you can go to this link and go and schedule a call. So this is my Calendly link, calendly.com/wixshoe/dream team, or you can send me a message on Facebook. And what we'll do is we'll schedule a one-on-one call. We'll do a video call and I'll walk you through it and explain to you how the coaching works. And not everyone who applies for the coaching will get into it. I want to make sure that you're in the right place. So that's why we need to do a call first. You can't just go and sign up for the coaching. We need to actually do a call, because for me, it's so important that we put together a badass group of people where you are fully supported by people who are 100% committed and ready to go. So if your lion said, I would do continued coaching, then go to my Calendly, schedule the call right now, or send me a message on Facebook that you want to do a call. If your lion said, no, I wouldn't do continued coaching, then don't ever think about it again. Don't schedule a call. Don't do any of it. So follow your heart, follow your lion. This is an amazing opportunity for you to follow your lion and listen to that, even if it goes against your logic. And on Sunday, that's the last time that I'll accept applications. So this link will close on Sunday, because we need to start the week after that, because we got 90 days to make this happen. And so if you're thinking about doing it, then you can do it there. So that's it. Blair, are you there?
I am here.
All right.
I just first of all want to say thank you so much. I so appreciate all of this. I got so much out of it personally. And it was so funny. He was going over the pricing and I was like, yeah, I'll get him for $100 a week. I just paid him $1,000 a week for the last 4 weeks to do this call series. And people tell me all the time, they're like, I wish I had this, or I wish I had this mentorship, and I wish I had these tools. And I was like, you just had a $4,000 coaching month, and some people didn't even get on it. And it's funny, because it's like people want something, and then you'll see it's like either their lion shows up or their sheep shows up. So it's like, ask yourself, and I love how you put it, Chris, because there's sometimes when I like people present things to me and I was like, I'm actually doing really good, and it's like, but I feel bad. Should I sign up for it? And so I'm so glad that you brought that up. It's like, if this is right for me and you feel called to do it, do it. And I'm all about coaching, and especially coaching outside of Herbalife, because you get a different perspective. And I've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on coaching that was, for lack of a better term, really shitty, because I didn't know what I was finding. I just had to go through all these people until I could figure out who was the best fit for Blair. So I think if you're looking for that next step and you're really looking to up your game and work with someone one-on-one, because here's the thing, it's like Blair can only do so much, your mentor can only do so much. And here's my expectation, or here's my invitation is, if it's not Chris, then who is it? Because you know, first graders can't teach first graders how to get out of first grade. So who's up leveling you? You're being mentored by someone who makes the exact same amount of money as you. I would consider getting a different mentor if you want to make more money. So, you know, whatever it is for you, if it's for you, if it's not for you, you know, I think deep down in the pit of your stomach, your lion already knows, which I would call your intuition, of where you should go. But I've gotten so much out of this, Chris, and I'm so grateful that I chose to do this. And I'm so grateful that the team got so much out of it, because, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I was so ready. And I also believe that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And I'm so grateful for everyone that showed up every single week, because those were the right people that needed to hear exactly what they got. And I cannot wait to see those lions come out in January. And I just want to let you know, we had people on our team that had done double, even triple their business in December that had never done that in their entire Herbalife career. Brianne was one of them. She did over $15,000 of business in what people would call the slowest month of the year. Alexis Probst just hit a gigantic milestone. Her business did over $50,000 worth of business 3 months in a row in what people would call the lowest month of the year. So what you're doing and what you have done, I just want to let you know, is creating a ripple effect in the world. And for those that are looking to continue to create that, this is your opportunity. So that's all I have. And if you know, why not take a free call with Chris to see and confirm that? I'm getting text messages already. Should I take the call? Should I do this with Chris? But take the free call with him. Like that will be your answer. I can't answer that for you. And I know Ashley's messaging me. She's like, people are messaging me. I was like, take the call with Chris. See what he says. So
I want you guys to know, with the call, it's not a sales call. I'm super selective with the people that I coach, because I learned early on in my coaching career that you don't coach people that you aren't excited to coach, because then it makes coaching miserable. It's like working with people that you hate. You don't want to do it. And so the call is not a sales call. I don't need to sell you on this. I mean, you know the value, otherwise you wouldn't schedule a call. So there's no sales, there's nothing like that. You already know the price. There's nothing for me to sell you on. I want to have a conversation, and I want to get clear on who's your sheep, who's your lion, where do you want to go, and what's holding you back. And I want to just see how in it you are, how ready you are. I want people who are in it. I want people who are ready, because I'm looking for like the future Tom Brady's of the world. And those are the kind of people that I want to coach, where you're full of potential, but you know that you're holding yourself back. You know that you could live this amazing life, but you feel stuck or you feel a little bit lost. Those are the people that I want to work with. And so you can schedule the call. I'm going to coach you on the call no matter what. I don't care if you sign up or not, because I genuinely believe everything happens for a reason. And if you're meant to be part of the group coaching, you will be. I trust the universe has a greater plan than I do. So I genuinely, it's not important to me if you sign up or not. It's important to me that you follow your heart. But on that call, we're going to be doing coaching. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to do all of that. And then at the end, you can decide, I'll have you do the same exact thing. You ask yourself, if I was being my lion, would I do this? And it's either yes or no. If it's a no, heck yeah, high five, go kick butt, because there's something even better for you waiting, or a better coach for you. Or if it's yes, okay, let's make it happen. But this is not a sales call. So if you're thinking about whether or not you should do the call because you're going to get free coaching from it. And I'm not going to sell you, because I hate being sold. And I know that feeling, especially when it comes to coaching. I've been sold by so many coaches, and it makes me cringe. I hate it. And so that is not what you're going to get. You're going to get coaching, and you're going to get really clear, because if you're on the fence hurts. So we're going to kick your butt off the fence either way. Which side doesn't matter, as long as it's true to yourself.
I love that. And last thing I want to say is you all have Chris until Sunday. So
yes.
You have him from now until 5 p.m. is the cutoff. I'm going to give you 5 p.m. until Sunday. I don't even know what the date is. So you have him all this week. He's going to be doing videos on the team page this week. You need to call for coaching outside of, if you want to work with him. He's here all week to help you with your lion planner, to help you with your morning or evening routine. You have him for 6 more days. And then if you're interested in furthering coaching, that's a separate call with him as well. So I just want to let you guys know. And then we're going to launch into our next call series and a new promotion that we have coming up next week. So our next call series is Nutrition Club Bootcamp, and we're throwing a huge promotion for all of you guys to earn some free stuff to build your business. We have some new technology coming out for your clubs that you can earn just by doing the deal that you're already doing and implementing your Lion Self. So thank you so much, you guys. We're going to post the recording tomorrow, and I'm so excited to see what happens in 2020. I love you.
And I forgot to say, the group chat, I just put in the group chat a link to the Calendly link, so you could just click on the group chat and click there, and it will walk you through, schedule it, put on your calendar, all that good stuff, so you don't have to think about it. Forgot to say that.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Lions.
Bye.